What is up, YouTube? We're back. Today we are fishing the honey hole. And guess what? The water's been down here for like the last 3-4 years. Well, today I show up and the water's up. Look at that sloppy mess. These are the boat launches I like. All sand, nobody around. Oh, I can finally use these rocks again to get in the water. But that's where we got to launch, right in that hole right there. Last year the water wasn't even touching that rock right there, and it's like 2-3 inches above it. That rock was almost out of the water right there. So I'm excited. These people's dock wasn't even long enough last year. But I'm excited to get out here to fish because realistically these fish probably haven't even seen a lure this year, and it's May 4th. So I'm excited to get out there, show you guys how to run down your Minn Kota electronics, your Humminbird and Minn Kota electronics, I guess, both of them. And just put some fish in the boat. Have a great day out there on the water. Get the old trusty low backed in here, and then I will see you guys on the water. So, while I'm getting my rods out, I'm going to start with the 5 biggest mistakes I see people with Humminbird electronics make. Mistake number 1 is not have all of your electronics on a dedicated battery. That is like a huge way to get rid of a lot of interference, is to have them on their own dedicated battery. Mistake number 2 is not having that battery go to its own fuse panel with an on-off switch. A lot of people will leave their 360 or their target lock or the Mega Live on and just shut off their unit. So your battery's still going to draw power to those things. It's going to be really hard to not have a dead battery when you go to fish the next time. Mistake number 3 for me would be that I see would be thinking that Mega Live has a certain setting that's the best. Like, I know everybody on the Facebook page will ask, what's the best settings? What settings are you running? Where do you fish? I can set mine up like yours. It's good if the guy fishes the exact same lake as you, in the exact same time frame, in the exact same day and whatever. But your settings should vary every time you get on your boat. Same with 360 and Mega Live. Your settings should change. There should never be one set setting that you use, or one. The biggest thing is when you roll up to a body of water, you got your Humminbird electronics out. Whether it's this goes for all models too. You start at sensitivity 10, contrast 10, and you work up and down in both until you get a clear image. Or if you like running your image hot, crank that sensitivity, turn up the contrast a few ticks, and let it eat. But if you like a nice clean image but still being able to see fish separation, maybe not the smaller fish, because I know people say they matter. They don't really matter as much. That's another big issue I see. Another big issue is just installing, keeping everything clean, keeping all your Ethernet cables, your transducer cables away from power, keeping everything clean. Like, I'm looking at my setup right now. It's nice. It's nice. That's because I do low voltage electrical for a living, so I'm used to working in racks and data closets and making stuff look good. I can't really think of any other issues. It's really just the small things. Like if you turn your Mega Live on and you just see like a cone, I'll put an image of it up on the screen. If you see this, just turn your units off, turn them back on. That's why having a main power switch in the back of your boat, like this, I'll throw another picture up, is a great way to reset your units. Fully power them off and power them on. Because when you shut them off, there's still power going to them. Fully power cycle them. Like, mine aren't even on yet. A big thing, another big tip is when you first turn your units on, if you have Target Lock or MegaLive 2 or 360, turn them all on at the same time, get them all up and firing, make sure Target Lock shows up, the whole 9 yards, and then put them in standby until you get to that first spot so that they work when you get there. Because sometimes, like my Target Lock, if I turn on my units, cruise across the lake, and I come back, sit down here, sit down in my spot, start fishing, my Target Lock won't show up, or it'll say it's connected and it won't move back and forth. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I got the whole thing replaced and they said there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. So yeah, really just make sure you make sure everything functions and then put it on standby, so when you get to your spot, all you gotta do is click both power buttons and boom. Your back unit, like mine here, really doesn't mean as much because I'm gonna be looking at that one all the time. This one's gonna be looked at all the time, 100%. Another big thing is with these new Explorer units, I see people putting screen protectors on them, which is all good. You want to protect your investment, but I see a lot of people having touch response issues. So I would maybe steer clear of those and just be a little bit more careful around your units when you're fishing. It's not that hard, but then again, you get in the zone and you go to flip, and there goes my Explorer 10. So yeah, those are a few tips I have. Let's get my rods out here. I think I'm gonna hop out in the cold water, push the boat off, and we can power up all my electronics, and I can run down how I go about setting them up when I get to a new lake, because I haven't fished this lake this year. Now, it's not new to me, and I've used this stuff when I had Helixes here, but I haven't used the Explorer units or MegaLive 2. So I'm going to back the boat up, turn on all the fish finders. I'll run you guys through the whole process. We'll go through how to set up your Minn Kota, and, well, not really Minn Kota products. You just kind of turn that on. I don't have, like, iPilot link or network to my trolling motor, so really just your Explorer units. Same for Helix, Solix, Apex, the whole 9. Helix units, if you can sell them and upgrade to these new Explorers, I would definitely do it, because I did it and it is the best move I ever made. Another pro tip is I'm not sponsored by Humminbird for any of this. It may look bad with the hat, the jacket, and all the gear. I'm just an extreme fanboy, okay? I love their products, and I hate to see people bashing them for not necessarily negligence and not knowing how to use them, but not understanding how the products mesh together and how the user interface works. Sometimes it's a little different, getting used to different stuff. You came from Garmin, or you came from Lowrance, or you go to Lowrance, or you go to Garmin, or you go to Humminbird. They're all different in their own ways, but they all similarly work the same. So yeah, let's back this thing up. It looks like it's very windy out there, but that should not affect the fishing one bit. Affect this camera, so I'll put my microphone on. And then yeah, after I show you how I tune my electronics in, we'll go through and we'll just start fishing. We'll pick this lake apart and fish it. Disclaimer, the water here is very clear, so it's not going to take much dialing in, I don't think. It might though, because my last video I went to a lake that was chocolate milk. So let's get this thing out there. Alright, I'm going to push this boat off, and we can get into showing everybody how my electronics are rigged up. But I figured I'd turn the camera on for this because it's really wet down here, and I figured if I fell in and got wet, you guys would find that funny. Uh-oh. I might have to lose a sock. Let me get the net out and push us back, because if we rotate, we're going to be really screwed. I just need to get the front over a few feet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That is money. Oh, the net was sinking. So, oop, that's the bottom. feel like George Washington crossing the Delaware. Oh, I gotta put the smallie spotters on. Dude, there's a bass right there. I got 1.5 pounder dead ass right there. All right, so first step in turning your electronics on. I don't know if you guys can see that down there, but that's the bottom. We're in like 6 feet. So it's gonna be real fun today. Fishing, because it's clear. Step one is turn your batteries on. Don't mind my Dakota lithiums. Don't have to have lithiums. You can use any battery. You're gonna hold that one down, turn that one on. I'm gonna come up here to the helm, turn that one on, turn that one on. Now I'm gonna start fishing right away, so I won't put these in standby. But if I was gonna put them in standby, I'd hit confirm, make sure target lock works with my foot pedal or the remote if you have it, and then I'd put them both in standby mode. So let those turn on, let this one turn on. This one probably doesn't need a lot of tweaking. This one will probably be pretty good right off the rip. I mean, there is some floating vegetation out here on the lake, so the whatchamacallit, Mega Live will probably have a little surface clutter, but that's fine. Let's see what one turns on first. The 9, 10, or 12? The 10 and 12 look like they're about the same right now. The 9 will probably be on first, because I clicked it on first, but who knows if one's, yep. Oh, the 9 and 10 turned on at the same time. Confirm. Confirm. And see, Mega Live says disabled out of water, and boom, turns on. That is horrible. That is, it's 7.5 feet. That is bad. It is looking backwards. Let's turn it around. Okay. It's pointing straight out now. Let's see what my settings are. Oh, let's hit confirm on 360. Let's go to 360. 360 is even a little washed out for where we're at. Oh, we can change. We can change that. Let's see for Mega Live first. Let's go to settings. Sensitivity is at 8. We might even be able to go down. See, like I would start at 10 and 10. I'll go back to 10 and 10 for you guys. So this is what 10 and 10 looks like. That's fresh out. I'd probably turn the sensitivity down just because the water's so clear. It's not going to be fighting to find a fish. Maybe even 6. And I'd turn the contrast up to say 14, 15, 16. I don't have it tilted down too much. I only have it 2 clicks down. Just because we're not fishing very deep. So I'd probably run it like that, you know. The middle is decently black. There was a blip of a fish there. The middle is decently black. I'm not going to pay attention to the surface clutter. I could put a mask on it, but that doesn't bother me. This is what kind of bothers me. I could pick different color palettes as well, but let me scan around here and see if we can't get a fish to show up. Obviously, the more deep you look, the better it'll be. That's 360 interference. So there's not really any fish within 70 feet of us, but that is looking directly into a sunbeam as well. So I'm sure if I was facing the other way, it'd be a little better. Let's move down here to 360. 360's range is 80 too. I have them both set at 80. I just like them set at 80, you know? So right here, I'm going to go to settings, and I can probably see 360 is different from Mega Live. You turn the sensitivity up a lot to get your image brighter on 360 to where on Mega Live you turn it down. And these are stock color palettes. I haven't even had a time to come out here and go through all these, but that's like Golden Shiner, Blue Craw, Green Pumpkin, Watermelon, Smoke, Watermelon Red, Citrus Shad, Sunrise, Spring Craw, Electric Gill, Doppler. I see a lot of people using that one. PB&J, Parrot. Doppler's good, but man, there's a lot of interference on that. So I think I'm just going to stick with Alabama Amber, which is the original one. Oh, my other camera just shut off. But you see, that's pretty good. That's not bad. I got dynamic contrast on for both of them because we turned it off. This, you know, I can put it on balanced, make it look a lot better, or I can put it on high and make it even look better. So There you go. Turn my dynamic contrast on high. Pretty much gone. You know, a lot of it's gone. Down here, I can go to dynamic contrast off, and man, does it really pop that image. But so in our colors, I can go black and blue craw, Alabama orange, gold shiner, green pumpkin, watermelon, smoke, watermelon red. Who would use that? Citrus shad, sunrise. I could see sunrise being good for like really like shallow water. Spring craw, electric gill. I think I'm gonna click golden shiner. I just like the stock look on that, and I think I might change this one to golden shiner. It's almost like a different color on here, so maybe I'll go back to the Alabama. I really like the amber or the red. So yeah, my units are dialed in for today. You can see we got like a bed down here, and then we got motor marks and people were riding their boats up and down. So yeah, looks good. Both are pretty dialed in. Those are dialed in. We can go back here to this one. This one's probably dialed in. Let's go to, see, I got 360 back here. So I have this one networked to the 12 just so that I can see on my waypoints on the 12, and so I can get a depth from my 360 because my trolling motor is hooked to the Explorer 10. So that's where I get my depth from that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this one's dialed in. I mean, these are just stock settings, like 10, contrast 20. That's just what it came at. Let's go to down imaging. Down imaging dialed. I mean, I'm not going to be driving around much today, so like having this fish finder on isn't even worth it. Side imaging, dialed, right? You can see the boat marks from people's motors, different stuff, maybe even a fish right there, or a clump of weeds. Pretty dialed in, though. It's pretty easy to get dialed in. Like, I got 360 back here, too. I don't have Mega Live back here. I don't think it's as needed as having 360 is. Mega Live, I don't fish from back here a lot like my dad does, but 360 I can turn on like this, and I can even zoom it in for him because this is only a 9, and I can be like, hey, you know, there's a fish right here, you know, 20 feet back. You see that blip right there? Oh, look, it just disappeared. That's a fish. You cast back there. Boom. So yeah. And this one says only 5.7 feet. 5.8. So I think my water level offset needs to be changed on my Mega Live. So let me go do that, and then we will get on that camera and get fishing. You know, I don't want to sound like a salesman, but the thing that did help me the most with interference was getting rid of those the Helix units. So I don't want to sound like a Humminbird salesman, but yeah, right by the boat, dude. He was chasing that thing. Right by the boat. Right by the boat, dude. Bass number 2 of the year for me. He swiped at that thing. Oh yeah, little one. He's warm. He's warm, but man, if they're fired up in here, dude, the jerkbait bite is my favorite springtime bite ever. Hey now, you kind of done hooked yourself very well. Right in the top lip, too. The thing is I can't really get you. Oh, that's why. There we go. Let me drop the rod down. There we go. Bass number 1 of the day. Tiny. See you later, buddy. Tiny, but a good sign. Very aggressive. Eyes are watering. My sunglasses have vents in them. Oh my god, dude, I got hit right as I hit the water. That's huge. Oh my god. I don't think it's that big, but dude, that thing hit the water. I didn't even reel it down. I don't think it's that big, but jeez. Are you guys hitting top water or what? That's the biggest one of the day, by far. Well, by far the biggest one of the day. Jeez, are they hitting top water or what? He's chunky too. He's been eating good. Little guy going back. I'm not even gonna start. This is gonna call all the fish in. Mountain Dew action. Oh man, that Yeti keeps that thing cold. Part that's been worse than the windy part. Probably because the wind blows all the bait down there, but hey, I'm fishing this part. Come on. Got him. Big one too. Holy jeez. Smoked me. I just had a feeling there was some big ones out here. Dude, he smoked me. This is actually one of them decent fish I told you I'd get the net for. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but we'll boat flip them. Hit spot lock. Oh man. Hey, buddy. This is gonna be our first. Jesus. Alright, this is gonna be our first weighable fish. Now that we almost tripped on our rod. This will be our first weighable fish. He came out of a little deeper. He came in and smoked it. He was hungry. Right when we started to get back into the wind a little bit. Let's see how big he is. First one on the scale this year. .227, so not huge, but see you later, buddy. Oh, I got him, dude. I got him. It's big. It's big. It's big. Stay panned. Oh, Smalley. Smalley. Yes. Stay down, girl. Stay down, girl. Big old Smalley, too. I think it was on that bed. I might go back to that other bed. Come here. Get in here. Yes. My first smallmouth of the year. Let's go, dude. I think they're on beds. I'm gonna get a little release on her. See ya. Him, probably. Probably a male. Probably a small male. Alrighty, we're gonna take these units. We're gonna power them off. See, I had them on standby. We're gonna turn them off. We're gonna let them power down. Top one's already off, bottom one's already off. They come with these silicone protective covers. If you need something to hold your protective covers down, I'll check out these Boat Effects stretchy hold downs. They work pretty good. And then these Net Buddy covers for like your Mega Live and your 360. I would get these for sure. I'm not sponsored in any way, but if you want your foot to be cold on your Ultrix or Garmin or Lowrance trolling motor, I'd get one of their foam pads. This thing's great, and my foot doesn't cook. Also, their space grade aluminum Boat EFX locks. Check them out. I'm not gonna put a link in the description because, you know, it's not sponsored by them, but I will talk good about good products. So, with that being said, we ended up with about 16 largemouth and one smallie. Missed another smallie on the back side of that log. I will think about that fish tonight while I'm going to bed. Might not have been that big, but I love catching smallies. So, with that being said, there was a couple tips at the beginning of the video on how to tune your Humminbird electronics in. The biggest thing is having a separate battery, separate wiring. Start with your battery, run 6-gauge marine wire up to a fuse panel, run 12-gauge for your Mega Live, if you have Mega Live or Mega Live Target Lock, 12 gauge, whatever. I'll leave a link down below to the video of me rigging my boat out because I have no issues. This thing is dialed in electronically. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll link the other video of mine down below of me rigging this with all the wiring and my setup. I will leave a link down below to the fuse and wire guide that Minn Kota recommends for different lengths of wire. If you're going a certain amount of feet, you need a certain heaviness of a gauge of the wire and all that. And you know, fuses are different for Mega 360 to Target Lock to the, you know, everything's different. I did not put a GPS puck on this boat because the one for Explorers is not out yet. So when that comes out, it said coming soon on the website since December. If anybody from Humminbird or knows anybody from Humminbird is watching this, get that heading sensor out right now. I need it because it would be nice to have with this 360. I'm raw dogging off the back Explorer unit, and that's just using the internal GPS, so it's alright. With that being said, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm going to open up our place up north, and yeah, it is. If you're wondering why I got off the water so early when it's so nice out, that is what it looks like out there, if you guys can see that. It's coming from the northeast, about 35 mile an hour gust with a 15 mile an hour main wind. So yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my day, go see my dog, and you guys have a beautiful, whatever day it is. Today's Sunday, so have a beautiful day. See you in the next one.